Hello, everyone. Very good evening. And obviously, we have participants who may be joining from other parts of the world as well. So maybe good evening may not be applicable to you guys. All right. So that was just a small clip from, just to provide the context to everyone, a small video, small clip from an Indian film called Kalki. And it shows, as you can see, it shows like a post-apocalyptic India where it's a desertified land, completely drought-stricken, drought-prone. And of course, as you can figure out from the subtitles, so the elderly man says that maybe the river Ganga has completely dried up while trying to wash away the sins of human beings. So that narrow strip of land that you see, that is supposed to be river Ganga's historical path, which is completely dried up. And that's just a glimpse of how in popular culture, in popular media, we get to see what a bleak, a desertified, and a drought-stricken future can look like. And with that, I welcome you all. I obviously don't want to sound completely negative or pessimistic, but yeah, I want to welcome you all to our webinar today, which is called Desertification. It isn't a desert problem, but it's ours. And essentially, desertification is completely different from how deserts are made naturally all across the globe. It actually relates more to how a land is desertified or is degraded due to human activities, and how that land degradation affects us all and what we can do about it. And we learn obviously more as to what we, Wildlife SOS as an organization, are also doing to tackle this mammoth problem. So to talk about this particular issue, we have our expert speakers with us today. Dr. Samad Kotur, he is our biodiversity expert, and he's also working extensively on the field, working on various land restoration and habitat restoration projects, primarily in Karnataka. And we also have Mr. Swaminathan, who is our senior field biologist. He's an expert on sloth bear behavior and ecology, and he has done significant amount of scientific research studying sloth bears in the field. He's also part of the IUCN sloth bear expert team. So before we move on to two of our esteemed speakers who are subject matter experts and who can shed more light on this webinar topic of ours, I'll just quickly glance through what the day is all about. So today is World Day to Combat Desertification and Drought. And every year, June 17 is basically observed annually as the World Day to Combat Desertification and Drought. Now, desertification was identified as a huge threat, key threat to life overall, way back in 1992. I mean, obviously in current awareness sessions, or let's say even popular media articles, the word is coming up very frequently nowadays. But as you can all see, that it was way back in 1992 that at the Rio Earth Summit, uh, senior scientists, conservationists, they all came together and identified desertification as a clear major threat. In response to that, the United Nations Convention to Combat Desertification was established in 1994. And aligning with that, you can, as you guys can see, the theme for this year, for this year's World Day to Combat Desertification and Drought is Restore the Land and Unlock the Opportunities. So now, what is desertification? I'll just quickly glance through that. Desertification is, land degradation, right? Mostly due to human activities, and then obviously intensified more and more through human-induced climate change. And it has a lot of, negative impacts. We see declining vegetation, forest cover, green cover, and then obviously the fertility of our soil. There is increased reduction, or there is loss of soil fertility. Then obviously, as a result of that, since we have more infertile soil, there is a drastic reduction in our agricultural production as well. And of course, there is massive loss of biodiversity or a loss of life across all species. Now, what is really worrying about desertification is that it has increased almost 30 to 35 times faster than historical levels. And a lot of it has been driven by human activities. We'll get to know how. And for that, we already have both our speakers. But just one more thing about desertification is that it also contributes to huge amounts of greenhouse gas emissions, thereby again increasing the temperature of our planet, of planet Earth. And a lot of people already know what drought is, but just to go over the term once again, it is a prolonged period, a prolonged time of abnormally low rainfall. It is a natural occurrence, but again, we have human induced activities, and combining it with climate change, droughts are increasing in frequency as well as in severity. And this is not just in one area, but throughout the world, globally, worldwide, we see this phenomenon. Of course, today, when we are going to talk about everything, we are strictly going to talk in the context of India, in this particular country's geography. Alarmingly, droughts have jumped to almost like 30% since the year 2000. And what is even more worrying is that 2.3 billion people already face water stress today as we speak. Then we will take a look at what are the causes of desertification. As you can see, there is some of them are obviously, overgrazing by domestic animals. Then there is unsustainable and commercial farming practices. Of course, there is deforestation, there is poor water management, and there is expansion of human habitats, that is unplanned and large scale urbanization, right? And then obviously we see some very severe effects of desertification and drought. There is reduced agricultural productivity, there is water scarcity and food shortage, there is biodiversity loss, and of course there is it causes people to migrate to other places, because if there is no fertile soil, if there is not a healthy soil, a healthy land to live in, people will be forced to move to other places. And as a result, when a particular population is going to another area where there is already a lot of people, there will be conflict over the natural resources. Now, there is one solution to all of this land degradation and desertification, which is restoration of land. Now, restoration of land can be seen in two ways. One is where human beings they intervene by themselves, let's say by acquiring a piece of land, and of course they implement strategies where they are restoring the land by themselves. The second one is of course called rewilding. Now, rewilding is nothing but letting nature take her course and reviving the land, the degraded land, with just minimal assistance or support from human beings. And land restoration has a lot of benefits, of course. You can already see that restoring just 15% of land and halting further degradation can prevent up to 60% of extinction of other non-human species, right? Be it plant, be it animals. And there are other advantages as well, like it enhances livelihoods, it builds resilience, and of course it prevents extreme weather, just to name a few. So now, since we're already here talking about land restoration, the best context here is to give all of you an idea about our own efforts of habitat land restoration. And no one else than Dr. Samad who can actually speak about this in thorough detail. So I would like to hand it over to you, Dr. Samad. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Hello, everyone. So happy to see you all, and so happy to interact with you. Basically, Ramdurga field station started with a short visit with Mr. Karthik Satyanarayana, co-founder of Wildlife SOS, some 20 years ago. So the plan was to identify the private land which enters into the animal habitat, bear habitat. So finally, we ended up at Ramdurga in Kanakagiri district, Koppal district in Karnataka in India. So soon after as soon as we visited that location, we were astonished to see the entire ecosystem, entire valley was made up of rocky boulders, scrub jungle, and all. And also, we could see indirect evidences of sloth bears, leopards, and so many more species. This particular part is a part of Deccan Plateau. Ramdurga is a part of Deccan Plateau. Deccan Plateau is a geographical area where it has 500,000 square kilometer. And this area is elevated because of its elevation and because of its geographical condition. The temperature is high and we don't have thick forest, but we have scrub jungle. And because of this elevation and high temperature, low rainfall, and peculiar species of flora and fauna evolved in this area. And then this area located between Western Ghats and Eastern Ghats. And particularly this area, we don't have tigers, we don't have elephants, but we have amazing biodiversity in this habitat, in this landscape. So finally, we ended up in Ramdurga field station, and we explored all the areas, and finally we decided to protect that habitat because the entire bear and sloth bear habitat and leopard habitat was not under the control of forest department. It was a revenue land because any revenue land can be diverted for any kind of developmental activities like stone quarrying, construction, and all. So what we did, we identified a private land which is joining two broken habitats because the entire landscape is become a fragmented habitat of sloth bears and leopards because entire area has granite stones. This granite is called as close-pate granite. So the entire rocky boulders and hillocks, they provided shelter for sloth bears, leopards, and wild boars, and many more species. Because these are the huge boulders, and inside the caves, all these animals take shelter. And also, around that, forest has regenerated, grown. But the problem we were facing so many problems, like as you see here, hunting was rampant there, and firewood collection was heavy. People were going for cutting trees for firewood, and stone quarrying was there, illegal stone quarrying, excessive grazing was there, and also encroachment and forest fires. All these were destroyed the habitat. And then the animals, sloth bears and leopards, were going out of this habitat, and man-animal conflict was more and recurrent there. So in that juncture in 2004, we decided to protect the entire habitat. That habitat, not only the revenue land, but it has also forest land. So we decided to protect the entire habitat, and finally we have identified a private land, and Wildlife SOS got that land, about 28 acres of land. You can see here, you can see our land located between two broken fragmented habitats. And we have made a corridor, and we have grown so many trees, and we need to protect that area. So now what happened, after 20 years of restoration, the entire area has become a corridor for the animals. So what we did in the beginning, we have identified villages located around this habitat, and we have started patrolling by private guards. We have appointed private guards in 2005, we have selected the guards from each village surrounding the habitat. All these guards are ex-hunters. They know the pulse of the forest. They know the local trees and they know behavior of the animals. So we have identified guards from each village surrounding the habitat and began patrolling. Initially, we have appointed one guard, and later on we have expanded it to six guards. So what was the duty of these guards? They have to patrol the entire area, stop hunting, stop illegal quarries, stop the wood cutting, all this kind of stop the encroachment and prevent the forest fire and prevent excessive grazing. So this helped in long run. What happened? And also in the meantime, what we did, we have planted local fruiting trees in entire habitat. Particularly in one 10 acres of the area, we have planted around 10,000 plants. And also, we have planted local fruiting trees apart from that, guava and all other fruits. And we have mango trees also here because mangoes are the local plant. All these. And the animals began moving using this land as their corridor to move from one fragmented forest to another fragmented forest. Then, in the meantime, apart from patrolling, apart from preventing all kinds of enemies to the forest like wood cutting, excessive grazing, forest fire, illegal quarries, we have also conducted awareness program among the villagers and students. Initially, we visited schools and colleges, local primary school, high school, secondary schools, and PU colleges also. We have conducted awareness program. And in the night, we were conducting awareness programs for the villagers by screening the wildlife films and also showing the habitat, also showing and telling about the animals, wild animals like sloth bears and all animals present in that area. Apart from that, we have planted trees because that entire area is drought. We did not get water. During summer, we used potted water to plants. So we have to save that. And also we developed our own nursery. And also we made seed balls because the entire habitat was degraded. People, because of absence of protection, people were cutting trees. The forest was, the entire habitat was under threat of um, total degradation. So in that juncture, what we did, we need to regenerate the forest. What is the regeneration of the forest? Regeneration of the forest means preventing the enemies of the forest, like forest fire, excessive grazing, wood cutting, and encroachment, stone quarries. And also, apart from that, we need to support the forest by planting the trees and seed dibbling. What we did in the initial stage, we had collected seeds, local seeds, and made seed balls, and all our guards, while going to the patrolling in the forest, they were broadcasting the seeds in the forest. So this helped regeneration of the forest. And also, we have a nursery. Right now, we have around 10,000 saplings now, about uh, 27 species, like local plants like neem and other trees. And also we have sapota like guava, plum, all these. These are all the local fruiting trees. This helped. You can see in the picture, previous slide, you can see sloth bears eaten cashew fruit. Apart from that, we have installed water troughs around the habitat and at the edge of the forest to provide water to the animal during summer. So this also helped animals from going to the human habitation because during summer in our habitat, man animal conflict was high because they could not get water. So if you provide water, they won't go to the human habitation. So this strategy worked very well, and the man-animal conflict prevented by installation of water troughs in our habitat. And all these natural regeneration, what happens? What is the effect of natural regeneration? Allow the forest to grow on its own. No need of planting trees, extra trees in the forest. Let the forest to regenerate itself. So we need to protect it, give protection, that's all. Then what happened after protection? After 10 years, you could see that image where the all the langurs sitting in the middle of a rock surrounded with the trees. Earlier, you could not see the trees. It was open, barren. So now forest is regenerated. What is the secondary effect of for regeneration of the forest? The rainwater percolates through the roots and recharges the groundwater. So here in this habitat, people were migrating during summer for other areas for working for getting their livelihood. But after conservation of this area, after 10 years of conservation, all the water table recharged, all the bore wells got water. So the farmers, they began cultivating during summer also. The migration is totally prevented. Now people are growing crops even in summer. So this is the result of natural regeneration of forest. Now, not only forest regenerated, the wildlife also flourished. We could see sloth bears, leopards, jungle cat, two species of civet here, and birds began nesting in our habitat. We could see amazing. All these result of natural regeneration of forest. So we have located in one pocket, a small pocket of the of North Karnataka. When we need to cover rest of the areas in Karnataka. A lot of areas are there to take action of natural regeneration of forest and private patrolling. So this help us to change the entire ecosystem. The idea is to prevent desertification. If you don't act now, our area will become desert tomorrow. So this kind of activity help preventing desertification and drought. And you could see in our clipping, in our habitat, a civet cat is moving in the night. This is the deserted building where a sloth bear visits regularly every day. It is deserted actually, washing chamber. It visits there and defecates there itself inside. This is very curious. So it's very interesting. And also, apart from that, we were actually exploring the entire habitat and we discover so many new things. One of the latest discovery in this habitat is Drosera burmani. You know, Drosera burmani is an insect-eating plant. It's very, it's the reverse of what we believe. Animals eat plants, that is nature, natural thing. But in this case, plant eats animals. This is very strange. So this one of this kind of this. This is insectivorous plant by name Drosera. We found this Drosera accidentally while going for patrolling in Ramdurga habitat. Where Drosera grows, wherever the land is acidic, there in that kind of soil, acidic soil, this Drosera grows. We could see this Drosera on the ridge of the hillock where water flows in a small stream, and you could see no, it is all rocky terrain because it could not get its nutrients. So it is getting its nutrients through insects like ants and other insects. So this is very interesting. So we could see this. It is for the first time in North Karnataka we documented Drosera burmani. This kind of exploration we keep on doing. We need to explore more areas. We need to protect more areas of this kind. And Ramdurga project, one of the typical example where we could help the forest to regenerate itself and conserve the entire ecosystem for the betterment of sloth bears, leopards, and all the wild faunal species. Thank you. My friend Swaminathan will continue now onwards.
Yeah, good evening, everyone. Yeah, thank you so much, sir and Neil, for the great opportunity presenting this small webinar. Yeah, I'm happy to present whatever the experienced in uh, this landscape. Yeah, 2014, I think. Yeah, 2014, I met Dr. Samad in Ramdurga area. Yeah, I joined in Wildlife SOS in the 2014 only. Now afterwards, I and Dr. Arun discussed a lot of things regarding sloth bears, and in that basis, we started the first project, sloth bear denning project, and the same time conflict mitigation project in the same landscape of Karnataka. You know, there is a high conflict area in Gudekote and Koppal district and Tumkur and other areas. Yeah, next. See, these all the study site we selected: Ramdurga, Daroji, Gudekote. Daroji is our India's first sloth bear sanctuary. The name of the sanctuary, the sloth bear name, they declared as a sloth bear sanctuary. The second one is the Gudekote. The third sanctuary, it is the Hirakalguda, Arsikare. It is the sloth bear sanctuary. Recent declaration it's happened. Yeah, these areas we started our work. Ramnagara also we worked, and that this all the landscape. It is the amazing, beautiful scenic landscape with the boulders and the scrub jungle. Uh, yeah, this is the really fantastic habitat. Yeah, and the first time I saw. Uh, yeah, see, this is a photo. See, everywhere rocks and boulders, hillocks. Yeah, see, this is the people are occupied the valleys, and the closer to water holes, the people are doing agriculture and all those things. But the animals are using basically in the hillocks. The hillocks, there is a lot of natural dens available. In that 2014, we started the camera traps everywhere. We put it in our study areas. Yeah, this is the one of the fantastic clips. We got it in the Ramdurga, closer to Ramdurga. Uh, yeah, see, this is the clips. This is a very interesting. This thing, mother with two cubs, and some disturbance is happening. The mother is planning to enter. Yeah, this is the den. Yeah, this is the other adult fellow. It's a chasing. I think maybe this is the last year cub, the last set of cub, the same mother's cub only. But the weaning it's happened. That's why the mother don't want to this thing. Even though they are chasing and entering the same den. And this hillock, see the other video also same place, but luckily I got this video, but I kept my camera trap focus on downwards towards the den side, but the bear came pushed upwards. And that's why I got this video. Luckily I got this video. In the early morning hours, these bears are returning and they are playing with the mothers and all those things. This is the video. I got it in the Ramnagara. The mothers is waiting for the green signal. Any disturbance is happening or any people moving around. If nothing is there, the mother will give green signal. The baby will come out. The baby is standing behind inside the den. Next. Yeah, this is the other clips. I got it in that Hirakalguda Sloth Bear Sanctuary, Arsikare. This is the same entrance, but I have not used the other video. The same entrance, the bear is also entering and leopard also entering. This is a very interesting videos. Behavior we observed, a lot of behavior observed, and this is the video. This is the first time we recorded scientifically. We recorded in this thing. No, three cubs with mother. Yeah, this is the first time recorded in Irai Sulikere in Koppal district. It adjacent to our area only, Ramdurga area. It is a very interesting. See, there's a first baby came out, second baby also playing. The mother, healthy mother, and the super. big mother, it's coming out. The third baby also came out. They are playing, and the den is the straight. Yeah, we are keeping cameras, but this is a more dangerous place. We climbed in this hillock. In the one hillock, I recorded 21 bears. Everybody is using different dens, different entrance, but we are climbing now. That time we are hearing sounds, the baby sound, baby crying, somehow the sloth bear related sounds we are hearing. Yeah, and there is a amazing forest patches. The same video. Yeah, see, this is the video. We got it from our land. This is the corridor, whatever Samasar is showing, no, that 20-25 acres of land we purchased. And this area, we planted a lot of fruit trees and all those things. But even though we are monitoring regularly with the camera traps, so many animals are using this land here to this side. It is like act as a corridor. This is how important we need to know, no? That's why we need to monitor. Regular monitoring is very important. Yeah, see the peacock in the day hours, the peacocks are using. It is like a typical short grass area and a scrub jungle, very poor rainfall area. Yes. Yes, it's Sloth Bear beauty. Yeah, this is the adjacent area, Sulikere and Silikumuki. There is a two hillocks, separate hillocks. In between the highways are running. Yeah, the animals are crossing here and there. It's going, and we got the uh, jungle cat, and this is the video we got it in Godekote, the leopard. But we are regularly, last 10 years, we are regularly monitoring all the areas through camera traps. And this is a monitor lizard. It's a huge one, amazing one. And we got the pangolin also, and a lot of star tortoise we are observing in our area. This is a porcupine. We observe in our area. And this is all camera trap footages, our regular monitoring. And these are rat species we are getting. And Sivan. Yeah. Palm sweat. Yes. And see that last 10 years we are regularly monitoring these areas. We did camera trapping, and the same time we are collecting data on the conflict, why the conflict is happening uh, in the sloth bear conflict. Mainly we are focusing on the sloth bear conflict. It's a high in the Gudekote and Koppal district. Why this is happening, and the entire landscape we observed, and the victims we inquired, how it's happened, what time the attack has happened, why it's happened, how many animals involved, it is a male or female, female with babies, like that. We got a questionnaire survey. Almost we got a 600 people. We did a questionnaire survey, and our finding is a fantastic result we got. Most of the attacks is a mother with babies. In that, no, see, this is all accidental attacks, not a deliberate, not a this thing. All the accidental attacks. The most of the time, the farmers are going night hours for the watering the agriculture field. That time, its attack is happen, and that's a mother only. The most of the attacks it's happen. So many attacks, and in that basis, we asked the forest department. Sorry, before the slide. Neil is before the slide, please. Yeah, in that case, we asked the forest department. We need to put a radio collar, and we need to space use pattern and seasonal ranges. Everything we need to know. That time only the animal ecology we need to know a little bit. Uh, that's why we put a radio collar. We asked the permission. The department also given Karnataka Forest Department, and we collared the Daroji and Gudegote, both the sanctuaries, 5 and 6 animals. And the ranges we are showing, no, this is, see, the minimum, it is like a 35 square kilometer for the female, and the maximum the males are using, some of the animal it's 190, 165 square kilometer. the range is very big, and the male, it goes up to 200 square kilometer. It is a very big range it's the males are using. That is an interesting data we got it in our radio coloring study. I think this is the one of the longest data period we got it in the sloth bear data. Yeah, next. Yeah, so this is the other interesting story. We got regular monitoring of the camera traps. We know the mother and the siblings, Sindhu Bindu, both of them female babies. And the last 4-5 years we are following up to 22. Also, we got the camera trap. 21 also we got the mother with the young babies. That Sindhu and Bindu. And 22 end, that is a third year completion. That time we colored both the siblings, we colored Sindhu and Bindu. That is the reached adult stage. That time we colored, and both the female adult only that stage. It is a roaming same area, same moment only. We got it almost 4-5 months. And next. Yeah, see, this is the Bindu and Sindhu story. No, this Bindu, it is operating the same area. Sindhu is operating the same area, but Bindu, all of a sudden one day it's start moved almost 200 kilometer, 200 more kilometer. It is towards the Andhra Pradesh. Now it is stayed in the Andhra Pradesh. Because of the females, nobody expect the females movement. The male will move, there is a very big range, but female we didn't expect. But this is the not a home range, this is a dispersal range. Very clearly it's showing a 200 kilometer movement. Afterwards, Bindu established in the Andhra Pradesh Penagonda area, Anandapur district. Yeah, it is the almost, we got both the range, almost 6-7 months we got the data. Afterwards, the GPS battery lost. Yeah. See the 12 days, yeah, this is the slide. Yeah, see the pre-dispersal, it is 80 square kilometer, Sindhu Bindu's range. And after dispersing and establish the range in Andhra Pradesh, almost 136 square kilometer. That is a new area. She is keep on observing all the areas, and we got 5-6 months data. Afterwards the battery went down, but this moment it's happened, it is in the 11 days. That's why that graph is showing up. First day it's a 5 kilometers, second day is 10, third day it's 18 kilometers, 16.9. It's a continuous movement, but she is searching good habitat and broad habitat and high resource availability, searching and went and established. This is the first time record in India. Yeah. Next. See the why this is the thing it's happening. But exact reason we need to know why this establishing one place to other. But at the same time, we are studying elephants in Chhattisgarh. That also colonization it's happening from Orissa to Chhattisgarh, Chhattisgarh to now it is in Maharashtra. These elephants, we call it the elephant in Chhattisgarh, but actually these elephants from Orissa. Yeah, that history I pull out and I went and questionnaire the survey we did it, but we colored the elephant in this thing. Why it has happened? Because of Orissa, there is a lot of mining activities. The home range got broken, and the disturbance has happened. The animals will come out from the original home. Yeah, it will come out and establishing the new area. Yeah, see that kind of situation, the same kind of situation here also, but not disturbance. There is so many animals in one area. That's why these animals are moving out. In this, we learned the animals need a connected habitat, and the corridors are very important. And why I'm telling this, already Samazar explained in that Ramdurga, some minimal intervention. We need only protection. Protection is very important. No need of other things. Only protection from fire. Fire is the major factor. It affects the regeneration, habitat regeneration. And cattle grazing, overgrazing, it will affect the regeneration. And tree cutting, over exploitation, the human, this thing. These three things will affect the habitat. And in this radio collaring findings, we got that corridors. Corridors are very important. We need to identify the exact corridors, and we need to give pressure from the policy level. We need to protect those corridors. No need of big factories and other this thing we don't want. Yeah. See, this is the other video. Yeah, this is an interesting video I'm going to show. This is a radio collared female. We got the young babies with the female, a collared female. And we got the denning period, almost 46 days. She is inside, cubbing it's happened. Afterwards, she brought a cub with this thing. But this is artificial water supply in the summer season. The department is providing water in the forest areas. Yeah, there are two babies. Yes, this is all a regular monitoring of. This is the one of the female we call it in Daruji Wildlife Sanctuary. Its name is Kaushika with the two cubs. It's a regular monitoring cameras. We are getting all the footages. Now collars also gone, but we are getting footages. Yes. And see, I wanted to this thing. Samas are already explained, and this is a one great example. The great green wall. It is in the China. There is a big desert. They keep on expanding deserts, the desert areas. That's why the government policy they changed. They wanted to plant almost 4,500 kilometer, 4,069 million square kilometer. They are planning in the base almost 50-60 years. Then the gap they are planning to do the plantation, and the highways both sides 100 kilometer width and length and width they are planting the trees. And now see the photo, it's showing the how the tree grows because of they started for the desert storming. In that basis they started. Now the green this thing it started. Yeah, the same kind. The next slide. The habitat restoration project in Ramdurga, already Samasar explained. See, these are the steps we followed. Mainly protection, only protection from fire and people, cattle grazing and firewood collections. We stopped. Automatically, the regeneration will improve the forest quality. Yeah, this is the one I learned almost 32 years. I'm working with the forest department, and so many forest officers I met, and they are also they're doing same thing, only guarding and protection and doing awareness. That is the main we are doing in adjacent villages and community participation. These all four definitely it will save our habitat. Yeah, this is very important, very must. Yeah, and we are extremely heartful gratitude to the Karnataka Forest Department, the extreme support in that all the district forest officers and the frontline officers. And apart from that, I'm heartful thanks to my Wildlife SOS team from Bangalore, BBRC, and the frontline staffs. The people are guarding in the field. Almost 6-7 people are in the field every day. The field work they are doing. Because of them only, we are protecting this forest. And the small patches like that, we need more patches. We need to protect more areas. And this is the model project we are presenting. Yeah. Thank you very much.
Thank you, both of you, Samad sir and Swami sir.